Grace and peace, everybody. We are back. You saw the thumbnail. You saw the title. So you know what we're about to do. We got to talk about this Umar Johnson and this Danza Project interview. It was pretty interesting. It was pretty, and by interesting, I mean pretty bad. But I do want to shout out the hosts of the Danza Project. No shade to them. I just don't think that interview was a very good interview. But I want to do something real quick. I want to tell y'all a story. Okay, real quick. So when my daughters were little and they were really getting into reading, they were ferocious little readers. They were always reading stuff, and they love reading series of books. So if it were any kind of series that had multiple books, a part of the whole collection, they would love to do that. They would read the first one and the second one and the third one. So my big girl and chief executive second, they would get in the back seat of the car and they would just talk about the books. Have you read this book? Oh man, do you remember when he did this? Do you remember when she did that? What about when this happened? And you're in the car driving as a parent, and eventually you're like, dang, I kind of want to know what y'all talking about. So I started inserting myself into the story, like, oh, really? Y'all like that too? And it was just, and I'll show you what I did. So my daughters are back there talking about the book. I said, hey, I like that book too, man. It's been a long time since I read it though. What's that main character's name? And they would tell me what the character's name. Oh yeah, Jim. Man, do you remember when he did that thing, the big thing that really, oh man, I can't remember what it was. Oh, that's right. Jim fought the giant. That's right. He overcame that. Man, that was really great. That's one of my favorite characters, man. Absolutely. What about the other character? Nah, I really like Jim. I like the way Jim developed and so on and so forth. This will go on for miles and miles and miles. And one day, finally, they were like, Dad, you've never read that book, have you? I said, oh, no, I don't even know what the book is. I don't have no idea. I just wanted to be a part of the conversation. And it would become funny that we would start doing this all the time. So it was called Dad's Freestyle. So whatever they were talking about, it could be books, it could be movies, plays, songs. I would just insert myself into it, and I just start talking about it. Well, one day I was driving them to school, and I had to pick up a coworker of mine to take them with me to work. And so we're doing the freestyle thing in the car with a guest this time, and drop my girls off. And my coworker said, man, that's so cool, man, that you really invest in and you're reading with your kids and so on and so forth. I said, man, I have no idea what that book is about. I have no clue. And they were like, what are you talking about? I'm like, oh no, this is a game we play. I'm just freestyle. I'm just trying to go as long as I can, sounding like I know what I'm talking about, but I really don't know what I'm doing. I really have nothing. I don't even know what the book is. Well, what's the title of the book? I don't know. I'm just playing. And they were gobsmacked. Like, I can't believe you just did that. And it was a joke. I'm like, well, we're all playing along. This is what we do. And the reason I bring that up is because that's what I think Umar Johnson does. I want you to watch this interview with the Danza Project. And sadly, Umar Johnson is freestyling off of the host of the show. I watched the whole thing, and it's a good little chunk. I know we were watching some smaller segments throughout the week, but they dropped the full thing last night. And he really does freestyle off. He really just plays off of whatever the host says. If the host says something, he builds off of what the host says, not tell me about the book and sits quiet and waits and, puts feet to the fire. No, he just starts asking questions, or he starts freestyling off of them. It's pretty uncanny. And I've noticed now the more, because I've watched a lot of Umar Johnson interviews, he does this quite often, where he just kind of freestyles off of somebody, or the host kind of softballs him something in his wheelhouse. That's another one that he loves, when they talk about things that they know Umar Johnson is going to talk about or wants to talk about. And we'll see that in a moment as well. But ultimately, he doesn't add more value to it. He just literally talks his talking points. Thank you so much for tuning in to another episode of the JWhit Podcast. If you enjoyed today's show, please do me a favor and hit me up with that 3-piece special. Like the video, subscribe, and of course, share it with somebody who would also enjoy this type of content. And make sure you leave a comment, because I do pin the best comments to the top. So thank you so much for tuning in today. And until next time, everybody, grace and peace.